our products of sort. Because when a customer goes on and reviews the products, they also have the opportunity to rate the product. And in order for a product to become a customer pick, it actually has to receive 4 out of 5 stars. So it's like getting an A in the classroom, like an A or a 100. So that's really remarkable, especially when you talk about hanging upside down. I mean, it sounds really funny, but the truth of the matter is the benefits of this they're really great.
Yeah, we have a 4.8 of a possible 5, and there's only 43 reviews, which
that's a lot.
But that's all written in the last few weeks, because every time we make an improvement, we have to change the product number because it's not exactly the same product, and that means that we have to start over with reviews and throw out all the old ones. The previous model, which is really the same machine with one less upgrade, had 72 reviews, 68 were 5 stars. I think that is just about unprecedented. 68 out of 72 5 stars. Do read them. They're blunt and they're informative, and you're likely to find somebody that has the same issue that you do.
That's a good idea. I'm actually going to go online and read some of them myself.
They're blunt.
Yeah, I'd love to see what people are saying. I know I've worked with you for many years now, and I love to hear all the different testimonial phone calls. And we really do get phone calls from people with a variety of different professions, different ages. You'd be so surprised.
We're all under gravity.
Yeah.
We're all under gravity.
And the truth of the matter is, too, there are millions of people that do suffer from either back pain or injuries, stress, concerns about gravity, their posture, flexibility. And maybe you've read about the benefits of inverting. This is the Teeter. This is the specific Teeter hang-up inversion table. And believe me, this is the model that you want. And we'll explain to you why. You know, out of all the decades that we've been on television, notice that we'll bring in a variety of different types of fitness equipment. Like we have, for example, we have Reebok treadmills, we have Proform treadmills, we have different models. But if you've noticed, we've never ever brought in, and we have a large corporation with a great reputation, another hang-up inversion table by any other brand. And that is because we really believe we have the very best to offer to you, and not only quality, the performance that we give to you, and value. You're looking at $329. You have the free shipping and handling, and that is only for this hour, as this is the last show of the visit. It's $65.80 plus tax. Very, very inexpensive and affordable to get this at home. So we're going to show you more of the benefits, but keep those phone calls coming. We were so grateful that Sue called us, but I know there are a lot of you who've been using this inversion table, and we just definitely want you to call us and share your experience with others. You're going to show us now. And do you mind telling everybody how old you are, Roger?
I'm 68. No,
he's 68,
hardly.
But he's in great shape, and I only say that because at the introduction I told you that, you know, in the 70s he had that terrible accident, a series of accidents, and so to see him being so active, he was telling me that he was running on the beach.
Right, about 4 to 5 miles, 2 to 3 times a week.
I think that's awesome, you know.
Yeah. And I only started running 3 years ago. So it's something I've actually come to enjoy. Okay, back to the table. You balance it so half your body weight's on each side of the pivot point. You control it by shifting body weight. It's a teeter-totter, a seesaw, if you will. As I move my arm weight headward, it rotates headward.
So you're in complete control all the while.
In fact, you're seeing an awful lot of table movement for a little bit of arm movement. That's because I put it in the most responsive setting. You noted that. If I put it in the slower settings, the same amount of arm movement, I'd get far less. Okay, the benefits. This is the green loop, 25 degrees. This is great benefits, some decompression. You're getting circulation improvement. You're getting some pressure. You can feel the stretching. 45 degrees would be about here. And again, more benefits. All the benefits of inversion can be realized at the black loop, which is this angle. And again, that's temporary relief of back pain, relief of stress, improving circulation, flexibility, correcting posture, and helping you keep your original body shape. These are temporary things, but done on a regular basis, that 5 or 10 minutes spent inverting will give you benefits lasting for several hours, even for a day or two, depending on the individual. So it's easy to back those up one after the other and eventually, essentially get continuous benefits from the inversion. Again, passive, you can do it, use lace-up shoes, but basically you can do it in any kind of clothes at any time. All right, you don't need to go beyond this angle to get all the benefits. I'd like you to mobilize it. We're going to talk about mobilizing and decompression. That's the Army terms. We're going to talk about the Army using it. So why would you go to full inversion? And yet 50% of HSN regular invertees do go to full inversion. though they don't need to for the benefits. Well, there are some other benefits. There's two that we hear about. One, it feels good. Greater stretch, more circulation, even can be a little giddy. Second reason, from this body position, you can do the toughest sit-up on the planet. Every single one of these counts for 10 horizontal sit-ups. You don't have to do a full range sit-up. You can do crunches, but a full range sit-up with a stretch at the end, awesome sit-up, and no loads on your back. That's the most exciting thing. You can do extensions. You can do some inverted squats, which pump the knees up if you're going to go running. That's my secret to running. I do about 50 of these, 2 sets, 25 or 30 each, before I go for a run. That soft tissue gets plumped up. That works for me. All I can tell you is that first half a mile is no problem. And it used to be a big problem. And when you get decompressed, you get flexibility back that you haven't had for years. And in fact, I want to share with you some testimonies from what we call our super seniors. These are people, I want you to listen to their story, and I'll tell you a little bit more about each of them after you hear their story. This should give you hope. This is what it's for, it's to give you hope.
And I've been hanging upside down for the last 40 years, and what a benefit for me. And I feel better now than when I was 50.
It allows me to maintain that flexibility, particularly in my lower back.
I began inversion therapy, and I have to say that it has entirely changed my life.
It makes a big difference in how I feel and my general health.
It's very, very well made. I love it.
The guy in the red tracksuit, Bert Morrow, he's not been a field track star all his life. He retired from a sedentary job in his 60s with all kinds of compression problems, started inverting, felt so good, he started running hurdles at 69, won 130 awesome. Medals in no cheat, 60-meter Olympic hurdles, competing through his 92nd year. He just retired. But the gal in the martial arts outfit, Millie, beats him. Well, he does at one point. Bert started his career in hurdles at 69. Millie had her first lesson in Taekwondo at the age of 70.
That's remarkable, isn't it?
Millie is third-level black belt, ladies. You don't mess with her at 81.
That's amazing.
Third-level black belt. And the guy with the horses, he's a kid. He's mid-60s, he's my age. I know, but he doesn't just train horses, he breaks horses, folks. You've got to be curious what inversion could do for you.
Absolutely. I will mention to everyone, we have fewer than 500 now remaining. It is countdown time. We have the final half-hour presentation for this entire visit. As it stands, Roger does not have another show scheduled over the next few months, so if you'd like to be able to experience all of the great benefits that we've shared with you thus far, give us a call, lock in this free shipping and handling, take advantage of those 5 flexible payments. I will tell you that is not consistent with the offer that we traditionally offer. You're looking at $65.80 plus tax, and this is delivered to your home in about a week. We're going to go to our phone lines and welcome in some of our callers, and it is Lillian from South Carolina. Hi, Lillian. It's Marla and Roger.
How you doing?
Thanks.
I'm doing great. Listen, I purchased this table 4 months ago.
Okay.
And, I was really a little skeptical, because, you got to show me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell my back was hurting me so bad. I said, well, Lord, something's got to give.
Yes.
So I got the table. The very first time I got on it, I felt the difference. And now I don't take pain pills.
Yes.
I do 5 minutes in the morning. I do 5 minutes in the evening. I got my cousin on the table. She come and complain about her back and her knees. Like, girl, you need to be on the table.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I love it. That's the best thing that has ever been invented.
Oh, I'm so happy, Lillian.
I love it. And, because I'm 63, and before, I couldn't wear my little high heels. I couldn't be cute.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, let me tell you what I did yesterday. I got on that table 5 minutes before I got dressed for church, threw on my little open-toed shoes. I was cute as I could be.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, Lillian.
Getting your life back.
Yes.
Getting the little things that make life enjoyable.
Absolutely. I said, just because you get older doesn't mean that you're supposed to be homebound.
No,
Absolutely.
not. And that's your point too, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, and I love it. And thank you so much for creating this wonderful item. Every house should have it.
Yes, I agree. We completely agree. And we're going to talk about who should use the inversion table and who shouldn't a little bit later on. Lillian, I'm so happy for you.
Thanks
You
so
go,
much.
girl, and keep it up.
Amen. Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thanks, Lillian. So there's Lillian that's called, Sue called. Where's your story? I know that you have one. I know that someone you know, may be just like Lillian. Maybe you're suffering from back pain. Remember, it's not a cure, it's not a treatment, but it may help to temporarily relieve your back pain, stress. We've talked about stress and tension. We've talked about helping to temporarily even improve your posture. You talked about gravity, something we have no control over, and here's the science behind it.
Right, this decompression, that doesn't happen anyway in normal living, even while you're asleep. And we're going to show you a medical study that really establishes that. To decompress that spine like that, to open those joints up, to give relief of the tension and discomfort that's in a joint, to help that joint to rehydrate, it takes a big force equal to 60% of your body weight while you relax over a period of time. Inversion's the only practical way to do it, and it's totally easy. Anyone can do it.
All right, we're going to give you a look now.
You are hanging upside down, clamped by your ankles, and your heart's going to tell you that, you know, this is a product to be shopped on structural integrity and not price. And this is so important because there's lots of copies out there. We've sold 500,000 tables. We got 1 million satisfied users, 140,000 actually on HSN. With our success, there's lots of copies, and they've copied the looks. They look pretty good, but they haven't copied the fatigue resistance and the structural integrity, and that's what you're going to, that's an incredible difference between our product and theirs. One final point, there's no testing required on inversion tables. None. None at all. Treadmills, yeah, you got to test them. Not inversion tables. This idea is so old, predates all testing requirements. So all testing that's done is totally voluntary by the manufacturer. And this is so important. I know I'm taking a little time on it, but in a decision for what's the best value in the market, we've done 2 types of testing. First of all, I went to Underwriters Laboratory and said, what's the toughest spec you got? You know, just give us the toughest one. Happens to be medical equipment in a clinical setting. That's what this table, that's the standard it meets. It says right on here, medical equipment. And now I'm not saying it's medical equipment. That is not the point at all. It simply was the toughest spec they had. Okay, so, but that wasn't good enough because that spec tests a structure in static load. Static load means just pulling until it breaks. This table takes 1,400 pounds. But that's not the way it's used. It's cycled. You go up and down.
Yes.
This is a different load. The table's loaded. Every time it shifts, it gets a different kind of loading. The best example I can give you, take a wire coat hanger. Most of us have played with one. If you just pull on the wire, it's very, very strong. Bend that wire. Just work it back and forth. You know what happens. It breaks in fatigue. That's fatigue loading. My background's aircraft, airplane design. And when I built this table, I built it to last from fatigue resistance. To prove that point, we went to a professional engineering group that's an independent licensed group and said, you compare this table to the 6 most widely distributed copies, the way it's actually used, and you give us the results. We had no control over the results. I want you to look at the results. They're incredible on the point of fatigue. So we're going to bring up the professional engineering study, and then we'll talk a bit more. The results from Dynamark are in. During the cycle test, at the maximum rated load, the Teeter hang-ups table outperformed the next leading competitor by nearly 39,000 cycles without failure. That's equivalent to more than 50 years daily use by a family of 2. Every test of a competitive table ended in structural failure. That's broken or bent metal, except for Teeter hang-ups, which showed no structural damage. The static load test revealed weaknesses in key structural components, but Teeter hang-ups surpassed the standard of 4 times the maximum user weight by 20%. In fact, one of the competitive tables actually failed under only my 190-pound body weight, the same loads the table would experience if I was upside down doing sit-ups. Across all levels of evaluation, Teeter hang-ups met or exceeded the competitors in durability, quality, ease of assembly, and function. That table I was doing the sit-up on, that has 50,000 cycles on it. The one that broke when I was bouncing on it, that was not scripted. It wasn't. What I was trying to do was show you how you can test a table without risking your life. You put it upside down, get a hold of it like this, go up and bounce on it like this, and watch the structure. When you bounce, this table sees 2 or 3 times your body weight. That's something else that people don't appreciate in the design. And we all know when you run, every step you take is 2 or 3 times body weight shock through you. When you're upside down and you're moving, bouncing, stretching, maybe doing a sit-up, this table is seeing 2 to 3 times your body weight. That's the part, they don't understand that design thing. They just copy the appearance. That table was so weak that my 180-pound body, by bouncing, actually broke it. That wasn't scripted, folks.
So the whole point is that one of the real true reasons to buy from us is that this is built in an amazing way. We've got the testing that's there. You talked about you're hanging upside down. You want to be sure that you're on something that's solid, that's sturdy, that's really been tested very well. And so that's why we've had over, you said 140,000?
140,000 bought at HSN.
140,000 customers that have shopped with us at HSN and 1 million satisfied customers just nationwide. If you'd like to get the table for this visit, now's a great time to get it. Finally, the weather is breaking. It's warming up all around the country. So it is a wonderful time to be able to help to get that temporary flexibility, that temporary relief of back pain, so that you can get out there and have your get up and go and be energetic and go to the parks and the picnics and the beaches and the pools and have fun.
It's having your life back. The lady that just called in, who got to wear her high heels.
Miss Lillian
got to wear her high heels because, you know, I don't know if you know it, ladies. Maybe if you wear high heels, you do know it. High heels puts too much curvature in your back.
Yes.
And that is, if you wear high heels a lot, you're going to have some back problems. It's the same as, it's the reverse of slouch sitting. Slouch sitting all the time, you're going to have back problems. Wearing high heels all the time, you have back problems. But with the inversion table, she was able to put her high heels on and enjoy them.
And felt great,
And there was, again, the lady that called in this morning that was 60, in her early 60s. And she had knees that had stopped her from being active. She had a lot of weight gain. With inversion, her knees started working, and she was able to walk 6 miles a day and lost 73 pounds. Now, she didn't lose the weight because of the inversion, but the inversion gave her the flexibility and the pleasure of being able to exercise and enjoy it. It's not a burden anymore. People love to go out and take a walk, but if your knees are killing you, your ankles are killing you, your back's killing you, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And inversion can give you your life back in that sense.
The other point that Lillian brought up, which I thought was a good one, is she said she didn't want to continue to just take painkillers all the time. So for those of you who are looking for a natural way to get these temporary health benefits, this is a super chance.
You know, painkillers are temporary. We all know that. But they just mask the problem. They don't deal with the problem. They just cover it up. That your back's still screaming, you just can't hear it. This deals with the problem. It gets to the source. It gives the relief at the cause, not just covering it up. Now, I'm going to talk to you engineers or engineer-minded people for a second, because you heard my story. I wrecked my back. I found inversion. I inverted 5 minutes. I got hours of relief. To me, that made no sense. I said, how can hanging upside down 5 minutes do anything more than offset being upright for 5 minutes? That, engineering-wise, doesn't make any sense to me. Yet I had that relief. Until I found this medical study done by a Dr. Nackimson in Sweden, I didn't understand it. But to me, this is clear proof why a few minutes of inversion can benefit you for hours, even a day or two. A number of volunteers actually permitted a pressure sensor to be surgically implanted inside the third lumbar disc. That bright light is the location of that pressure sensor. Pressure reading, upper right-hand corner, 100%. Bend over, it doubles. You got to be careful bending over. That's why you could hurt your back. Do you know, sitting down in good posture, 50% higher than standing. Poor posture, 250% higher.
Oh my gosh,
load.
That's me at the computer.
Yeah, your back's
Sometimes.
loaded, your muscles are relaxed, but your back's loaded. But here's the one you got to remember: you take 25% of standing body pressure to bed with you. You never get rid of it. That's the part that isn't related to gravity. It's caused by the construction of the spine. There you have hundreds and hundreds of ligaments connecting adjacent vertebrae, 140 muscles in 4 layers. They stabilize the spine, absolutely essential. But they also hold it in background compression like a lot of rubber bands. Just think of all them little rubber bands connecting all those bones. Even while you're sleeping, that everything's compressed. Whoop. That's why when you got a tweak in your back, you go to bed, you squirm around, you can't really get relief because they're still pressurized. Those ligaments and muscles are very strong to actually overcome those rubber bands, to pull enough traction to open that joint up, to decompress it, to give you relief, to give the joint an opportunity to naturally realign, because it's held in misalignment by those same ligaments and muscles if you've tweaked it out of alignment. Get that joint open up. It takes 60% of your body weight in traction while you relax over 2 or 3 minutes. There's no way to do that except inversion.
Well, I want to invite your phone calls. Don't forget our testimonial line is open. We have about 20 minutes remaining in the presentation. This has been a great hour because we've been offering to you the Teeter hang-up inversion table with, of course, the special value of the free shipping and handling, also the FlexPay option. And just remember, before you start any type of exercise routine or any type of new kind of routine, be sure to check with your physician. And if your physician, of course, has recommended that you take painkillers or other medications, you need to follow the advice of your physicians. One of the things that we are giving you with this is an instructional DVD. Now, this covers 2 things. Number 1, it's going to cover 25 minutes of how to put this together. And Roger's already told us.
It's only 10 minutes to put it together. Most of it is how to use it. It's 25 minutes total. Right.
Thank you for clearing
It's
that.
only
So
2 minutes to assemble.
Yeah, because it's just three kind of what?
3 screws in each handle,
and
1
then
bolt.
down below. And that's it to put it
all.
together. So 10 minutes to put it together, 20 minutes on just how to use it. And what you're seeing now are actually stretching and strengthening exercises actually designed.
Morning wake-up classes designed by a specialist in back pain.
That's great.
As exercises you can do to augment the benefits of inversion and give you that flexibility to really get out there and exercise and enjoy it.
I tell you what, once you get it, and we mentioned to you to actually go online to our website at hsn.com, and you can read the comments from viewers who already own it, already purchased it, and went online and rated the product and wrote comments about the product. So if you're at all skeptical, I'd love for you to be able to take advantage of it. It is what we call a customer pick in our HSN kind of verbiage or language, and that just means that it has top ratings. And that should be very exciting for you.
And those are blunt reviews, by the way. They're not edited for
no, not at all.
content.
Not at all. We have fewer than 400 remaining. We have 20 minutes remaining in the presentation, and this is the very, very final show of the entire visit.
All right. Well, we've talked about the super seniors, and it's young, old, top athletes, couch potatoes. I want to touch on the top athletes because, you know, they probably, in most people's mind, they're the ones that use their bodies the hardest. Well, I think that going through basic training is probably the toughest thing you can do to your body because you get it all at once. You know, every day they beat you up. And I want to show you a study, or the results of a study done at Fort Benning. 6 years the U.S. Army evaluated inversion as a way to reduce compression injury because that is a real problem in basic training. People come in and get knocked out for 2 or 3 days with compression injuries. The idea was hang 5 minutes at the end of the day with, they call it decompress and mobilize. The decompression is a freebie from gravity. The mobilization is what you see them doing. They're not really trying to build muscle. They're just moving around. You know, just stretch, you know, to mobilize those joints so that if they are out of alignment, they can decompress. This is an award that we got. The letter that came with it, 6 years of evaluation from Lieutenant Colonel William R. Rieger. He's responsible for defining Army fitness modality or recommending it. He writes, "We believe in the value of inverted decompression and mobilization and appreciate your efforts to produce safe and effective equipment. Your inversion boots and inversion table," they use the table in the hospital, "provide an ideal way to mitigate the stress of jumping, running, and other strenuous tasks we require our soldiers to regularly perform." Here's the next line is the result of 6 years. He says, "We intend to include inverted decompression and mobilization in future Army-wide physical training doctrine because it works, folks." And you people who are weekend warriors, nothing all week, sitting at a desk, sitting behind a driving wheel, sitting at a computer, and then on the weekend you want to go gardening, and we're going to do sports, and we're going to go running hurdles. Well, that's a little much, but you're going to do something.
Go to the theme park with the kids.
You guys are harder on your body than they are. So you need to invert. Allow your body to naturally recover from the overuse and potential misuse that comes when you work it really hard and it's particularly not used to it.
And it feels good. I mean, I don't know if you remember as a kid hanging upside down on the monkey bars. Remember that? And remember that nice stretch that you got,
Or
that feeling of exhilaration when the blood rushed to your head. You felt giddy, you felt happy, you felt kind of that body flush. This incorporates all of that, and there's so many benefits that we're not even allowed to talk about on air when it comes to the Teeter inversion table, but they are really, really remarkable. Perhaps in your setting and in your life, you've heard people talk about inverting, and to some level or to some degree. Maybe you've read on it, you've done some research. Believe me, this is the table that you should order. You talked about that there are a lot of copycats that are out there, but this has been really tested to the nines. This model is our F8000 model. Roger has been here at HSN for 9.5 years, and in the years, all the years that we have offered to you fitness equipment at HSN, this Teeter hang-up inversion table is the longest lasting fitness equipment that we've offered ever, lasting 2.5 years, on air 2.5 years longer than any other fitness equipment that we've offered, period. So there is something to this, and notice that we haven't brought in another name brand, another design, because we really believe that we're offering to you absolutely the best that's out there. It is our opinion. We've got the value for you, the free shipping and handling, and again, the benefits are truly, truly enormous. You're showing here just some of the testing
This is just one of the key independent engineering evaluation. We had no control over these results, but I think it clearly shows why HSN has brought on only one inversion table. That's this one. Our table was loaded with its rated weight of 300 pounds and cycled by machine, full inversion, full upright. Went 50,000 cycles with no structural failure. That's what it says, no failure. These are the 6 most widely distributed copies. This one broke at 288 cycles. 288. We went 50,000. This one 288. The very best one went 14,000. Every one of these, though, had broken, bent, or torn metal. Actual broken metal through fatigue. Fatigue failure.
Yes. So.
And we are engineered our product using engineering aircraft principles to be fatigue resistant. We use special steels, 3 times stronger than normal steels, heat treated where necessary, and that is the reason, one reason our product's expensive, but the more important, it's a reason you need to buy this if you're going to hang upside down. You may say, well, I'm not going to full inversion. 50% of HSN viewers do go to full inversion, and sit-ups, you're saying, no way. Change your mind. You'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised.
Once you get used to the upside down world. You might as well be sitting at your desk. It's a great stretch, and your joints aren't hurting.
The flexibility on this one. Look at that. And you can imagine, especially those of you, I'm thinking nurses, I'm thinking about the nurses, teachers who are on their feet, delivery people who are driving trucks and picking up heavy packages throughout the day.
Look at sitting. We just saw that study. Sitting has up to sitting in poor posture is 2.5 times the loads on your back inside.
So if I'm sitting at a computer or at a desk all day long.
Yeah. We say, oh, I'm going to sit down and get the load off. That's because you're listening to your muscles. Your muscles are saying, oh, this is great. Your back has got, oh, not again. You know, your back has either 50% to 150% higher loads than when it's standing. That's why when you sit at a long time and you get up, it's so hard to straighten out. Your back is actually taken a set to a degree. It's been under compression. You need to give it relief to get the bounce back in your step.
All right, Roger, now fewer than 400 of these now remain. And again, final chance to get it. So if you haven't placed your orders, I'm urging you to make that phone call. $65.80 plus tax over 5 months, and you've got this covered. In my mind, that's a minimal cost to the great health benefits, temporary health benefits that this is going to offer to you. You know, Roger was talking about just the daily activities that we do, sitting at a computer, picking up a baby. We've got some great examples of that now.
Let's look at them. I mean, this is just you at work, sitting at a computer. And high heels puts too much curvature in your back. That really is a problem if you wear a lot of high heels. Rotational sports are extremely hard on the back, especially
gardening,
spine. Weekend activities, gardening, sports. You don't have to be an engineer to realize that if the structure that's holding your body, if it's curved like that and you're going to put your body weight on top of it, you're going to have some damage if you sit long times in that period, in that kind of body position.
And most of us do. A lot of us are sitting at a computer for many, many, many hours during the day.
Right. And high heels. Now, high heels does the opposite of slouch sitting. It puts too much curvature in your back. But inversion takes the curvature out. Inversion simply puts you back in perfect posture. Kind of all your body parts line up with gravity. It takes the curvature out if you got too much, or puts it in if you don't have enough, helping those discs to rehydrate. And that's so important because that's what keeps the bounce in your step. All the flexibility and shock absorption in your back is in the discs. And keeping those discs fat and happy, ladies, that's one part of your body you want fat and happy at all times. And here's the secret to having that happen. Get that decompression, help those discs to rehydrate, keeping that fluid content up. Think of your discs as sponges. They're constantly changing their water content. During the day, your sponges, your own body weight, squeezes the weight out of your discs. You lose 10% of your height in each disc every day. At the end of the day, you're ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch shorter. That's why pants get tighter in the afternoon. You adjust the rear view mirror down.
Is that why?
Yeah, because you're shorter. While you're sleeping at night, those discs rehydrate, and in the morning you're taller again. The pants fit, the love handles are gone, and you think you're winning. Check later. You know, those daily changes do reverse overnight, but not 100%. And over your lifetime, you have the permanent height loss, the permanent loss in figure.
Which is what you showed us a little bit earlier here. Show this to you.
You know, a regular program of inversion can help slow or resist this body shape change. You know, and doing it on a regular basis, there's poor posture here, but that compounds it, but it's the height loss shows up in the waistline. As you pat, it's like patting down a column of clay. As you get shorter, it bulges out in the center. And inversion is a way to fight back against that.
I want to just have an opportunity to let everyone know, if you're just tuning in, my name is Marlo, and I'm your host, and this is Roger Teeter, who is actually the president and co-founder of the Teeter hang-up inversion tables and the products since 1981. Roger, in 1975, had a life-changing injury to his back, and so actually helped founded the Hang-Ups Inversion products in 1981, and has been here at HSN for over 9.5 years. He brings to us such great quality products for home, and the value, as we've talked about, at $329, which is our price, is really exceptional. The retail value is $424.98. Over the years, there have been over 80 upgrades just to the Hang-Ups Inversion table, and it was maybe a year and a half ago that we launched this newer model, which is what you're seeing. Before then, we used to offer a model called the F8000, and this is the F8000, kind of the next generation. And part of what so many of you love that we used to offer, but it was sold separately, are these handles that we want to show you now.
Yeah, these over easy handles are kind of like training wheels. This was the most popular upgrade on the F7000. Cost you $39 to add them, and we've included those on the F8000. There's also 2 or 3 other upgrades, the tether strap, and this bed is narrower in the top to give you more shoulder freedom for flexibility. The 75 minutes of healthy back classes from Dr. Sean. You know, so it's the best value that we've ever offered. And we also have an option to upgrade these traction handles. Now, you've maybe noticed this handle's different. There's a handle that rotates with me. That's a unique product. We're the only one that offers that. There's 3 functions of that. If you do go to full inversion, you know, the video will show you how to get out, or DVD, to get out of the lock, and it's easy. But if you really want to be sure that you've got push button release out of the inverted and locked position, that's what these traction handles will do. As I push on the end of these handles, it takes me out of a lock. And also, next feature is I can add to my decompression. As I straighten my arms, I lengthen my spine, make myself top heavy. I can actually stretch, decompress. I take my hands up and then the ligaments and muscles recompress me. I can actually, this is my favorite thing to do. Just that stretching and relaxing, stretching. I can also tether the table, say at one angle like this, and then add traction so that even though I'm only at 45 degrees or 50 degrees, I can get as much traction as full inversion. So it's something you might want to consider as an upgrade.
And we actually are providing you with the item number at the bottom of your television screen. We have the final 4 minutes remaining in the presentation, and this is the final show of the entire visit. So this is it. With fewer than 300 now remaining, if you'd like to shop with us for the Teeter hang-up inversion table, give us a call. Go for it. We've talked about all the great temporary health benefits. It may help to temporarily reduce back pain. Think about those of you, if you're suffering from back pain, this may help to temporarily reduce back pain, may help temporarily relieve stress, muscle tension. A lot of you have a lot of muscle tension, not only in your lower back, but even at the top of your back, in your shoulder area. So helping to temporarily relieve muscle tension, back pain, stimulating circulation, improving posture, increased flexibility, and even range of motion. So all of these would equate to perhaps you being more active, you feeling like you have your get up and go, feeling alive again almost. And all it requires is just a few minutes a day, exactly, being active. It's a great time of year to buy this product. We said spring is sprung, the weather is changing a little bit, it's warm outside, and it's just kind of this passive, active activity that delivers to you such amazing benefits. There's no getting around it. We all have stress. A lot of us do have a lot of muscle tension, and many of you, unfortunately, suffer on a daily basis from back pain. Help to temporarily relieve those great results with this product. There's you, Roger. Who would ever thunk it?
My marketing department, you know, I
love that.
See, I really do make some of those.
Those are great.
Actually, the folds you saw are pretty hard on the body. Really a lot of whiplash, but this is even more tiring. My grandson. You know, he's learning to ride a bike. I had the rope, but he said it's time to share.
So, oh, that's so
But he hasn't got the rope thing quite right. That's our 11-year-old Irish setter there.
I love the idea that, you know, when people look at you, you're such an inspiration because you can identify with so many people that have had trouble, injuries, and that sort of thing, and rehab, and you really owe it to Inversion. You talk about it.
I love being active. I mean, I'm 68 years old. That video was shot just a couple of months ago. I learned to wakeboard. I've skied all my life, but wakeboarding's different, folks, believe me. You take some awful whiplash falls. I learned to wakeboard at 61. My ski buddies were 15-year-old and a 16-year-old. I've sent them off to college. I've got to train a new crew for next summer. But I've really enjoyed it. That's what I like to do. And certainly keeping up with my grandson, I want to do that. And you may have other things that you like to do. Yeah, you know, and you've got to have joint freedom and flexibility to do just about anything I know. You know, this is basic to that. If it doesn't give you your life back from the standpoint of being able to move freely and all the benefits that that brings in enjoying doing exercise to lose weight, to just be active, to get through a whole round of golf. If it doesn't do those things for you and everyone in your family that'll give it an honest try, send it back. You've just got to be curious what Inversion can do for you, and we're paying the freight. You got 20 minutes to assemble it, including getting it out of the box. And if it doesn't change your life in 30 days, send it back. You know.
Quick to update for everyone, 9,500 of these were sold just last year alone. We have the final 300 remaining for this visit. So if you haven't dialed, give us a call, shop with us for this. We'd love to send this to your home. 5-year manufacturer's warranty. You've got the full 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, but 5 flexible payments of $65.80 plus tax, because shipping and handling is absolutely for free this visit. Remember, this is the newer model. It's the F8000 model with the easy handles, the oversized easy handles that so many of you used to buy separately with our previous model that we've retired. And you've got a tremendous value. This visit has been such a great success. I want to thank Sue. I want to thank Lillian for calling during the hour and sharing their great testimonials of what the Teeter hang-up inversion table has done for them. And I hope that you are motivated and that you feel great and that you're excited to be able to get this in your home to help increase that circulation.